Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the College Football Kickoff Show's TikTok 10-minute drill, brought to you on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. It's yours truly, Brandon Rutherman, coming to you from the confines of home. And right behind me, as you can see, is the helmetry, the 2024 helmetry, currently under construction as we speak. But that will be talked about in due time, because right now, with less than 90 minutes before the first kickoff, championship weekend kicks off in earnest, beginning tonight with 3 championship games, one of which will ultimately put one team in the college football playoff. More on that in a moment. Right now, 3 picks. And we got 3 games in less than 9 minutes to get it all in. We'll start with Conference USA, Western Kentucky, and Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State, for the second year in the FBS, is playing in their first conference title game. That's pretty cool. What also is cool is that Rich Rodriguez, the head coach of Jacksonville State, is now becoming a hot commodity for possibly a return trip to Morgantown and maybe being the head coach of West Virginia. Well, this observer only believes it's rumors and nothing more, and nothing will take the place of that. I'm more concerned about tonight, and I'm sure Coach Rodriguez is thinking the same thing. It's a big one. The 2 teams, incidentally, played each other just last week, so if familiarity breeds contempt, then we should be in for a fun-filled sequel. Western Kentucky won the first meeting. The ayes have it. We got them. We got them. We got our eyes on them. I am taking Western Kentucky again, even though the game is being played in Jacksonville State's backyard down in Alabama. That is, by the way, the only helmet pick. The only helmet pick of championship weekend. So, despite the fact that it's not on a major network, I mean, you could say it's the CBS Sports Network is somewhat of a major network, but it's one that I do not have. Almost dropped the lanyard. Ain't gonna happen tonight. Anyway, I am taking Western Kentucky on the road. It should be a good one. It should be a tight one. And we'll see how things play out in that one. Tonight in the American Athletic Conference, Tulane is visiting Army. And at the risk of making this sound like a Chris Rock monologue from the Oscars, which ultimately led to the slapping by none other than Mr. Man in Black himself, the former Fresh Prince, Will Smith, whose career has gone down the toilet after the slapping. I am reminded of the Chris Rock monologue that I think kind of ties in with what Army's got in front of them. Do you either win the AAC or do you pass on it and play Navy? Because it means that much more playing Navy than it would be for any championship that you would ever win. That's Army's predicament. I'll save you the trouble. I'm taking Tulane. Army may be ranked, but Tulane, by most observers, has a better chance, I think, at winning tonight. But if Army wins tonight, they can't beat Navy next week. Just something to think about. I don't know which Army team's going to show up. I mean, the one that won all the games this year, or the one that got throttled by Notre Dame just a couple of weeks ago. Whatever the case, it should be a fun night. West Point's never had a game this big, of this magnitude, and it should be fun for everybody in West Point. And if they do win, it means, as I said, that much more but Navy means so much more. So that now leaves us with the Mountain West Championship game between, I believe, number 20 UNLV and number 12 Boise State. Am I blue? Am I blue? Yes, I'm blue, and you know what to do. I'm making reference to Ashton Genty. This is the last opportunity to state your case of winning the Heisman Trophy. Personally, he deserves it. I mean, come on. 2,300 rushing yards. You can throw every Travis Hunter stat at me. It's not going to matter. Charles Woodson, I think, was a better player in college as a two-way player than Hunter. I could say that. I watched him. He was that good. Boise State playing on the blue turf, one of my favorite places in college football, Albertson Stadium. And I'm hoping, and I haven't checked the weather on this, but I'm hoping it's cold. You could see your breath, maybe snow falling. This has got the recipe of a great night for Boise State, as they will punch their ticket for the college football playoff. It's been long in coming. Taking the Broncos at home to win the Mountain West Championship. And I have to say one more thing before we wrap it up, as we are now on the 3-minute mark. When we go back to when Boise State beat Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl, a playoff was being cried out from fans everywhere in the college football landscape. It didn't have to take this long for this to be realized. Boise State, should they win tonight, and they will drive that point home indelibly to all those so-called committee experts who don't know a thing about college football. They'll drive it home, they'll stamp it, they'll put their foot down, they'll chisel it. Who knows, maybe you get a branding iron and, this is their moment, and it has to be realized tonight. So once again, Tulane, Boise State, and the Western Kentucky Eyeballs, otherwise known as the Hilltoppers. We're taking all three of them tonight. We will be back tomorrow morning, bright and early, for the 6 remaining championship games on the slate, including the 2 biggest ones, Georgia and Texas in the SEC, and Penn State playing my Oregon Ducks in the Big Ten title game. Until then, have yourselves a great college football Friday night. Brandon Rutherman signing off for the College Football Kickoff Show. TikTok 10-minute drill. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. Have a great one, guys.